Coming up on Lindenwood News, the Center of Diversity and Inclusion on campus changes their name as part of its evaluation.
Plus, how much do Lindenwood students know about politics? We put their knowledge to the test.
And Lindenwood women's basketball ends conference play after a historic run. We'll take a look at the future of the Lions season.
Those stories and more ahead on Lindenwood News. Welcome to this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Carmen Lumpkins.
And I'm Parker Kilen. Lindenwood Center for Diversity and Inclusion, or CDI, is now called the Center for Community and Connection, or the Center for shorts. An email by the university president, Dr. John Porter, was sent to students and faculty titled Enhancing Community and Connection at Lindenwood, which announced the name change. Kilen Ross, who was the director of CDI, will continue her role for the center.
This year, the center became like a hub for students that may not have been able to find their place on campus. The name just fit what it was that we were trying to do.
As part of Lindenwood's new strategy for what they call the new majority of students, the center and its name was evaluated. The center will also be moved to Evans Commons, where the rest of Student Affairs is located. In the 2024 election, only 42% of youth voters casted a ballot, down from the historic turnout in the 2020 election, where more than 50% voted.
With this decline in Gen Z voting, we were curious, how much do students know about politics? Reporter Kendall Michelson is here with more. To answer this question, I headed over to Spelman to see what students know about DEI, sports betting, and the importance of politics. Take a look. Today at Lindenwood University, we are interviewing students on what they know about their politics. Here's what they had to say. What is the new name for the Center of Diversity and Inclusion?
Oh, it's, I forgot what it changed to, but I know it's like, they all start with the letter C. I don't remember what each one stands for, but I do know they changed it and now it's like CCC something.
Okay.
In Lindenwood, they are changing the name of the Center of Diversity and Inclusion because the lack of state funding by the state rep and the federal education cut. With the recent election, sports betting became a hot topic, but students aren't too knowledgeable about the amendment results.
Do you know if sports betting is legal or illegal in Missouri?
Sports betting, I'll say maybe it's legal.
Okay, yeah. And what are your thoughts on that?
Sports betting, I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't really done a lot of research into it. I think it's like a form of gambling, honestly. But I guess I don't have like a strong opinion on it. Because I mean, gambling in Las Vegas is very legal, so.
Sports betting was made legal in Missouri and will take effect at the end of the year. And in the election last year, Gen Z was less likely to vote compared to 2020. But do students think being involved in politics is important?
Do you think it is important for people to be involved politically? And if not, why aren't you? Or yeah, do you think it's important for people to be involved politically?
I would say so, yeah. Me personally, I tend to not be involved because I just don't like politics as much in general because there's just a lot of stuff I don't understand. But I feel like it is important for people, even me, to be involved because obviously there's a lot that I don't know.
I tried to speak with several students who told me they just didn't want to talk about politics. But as we see with the change in the Center for Campus Community, politics are impacting these students. Back to you.
Straight ahead on Lindenwood News, St. Louis residents celebrate St. Louis Day. What does March 14th mean to St. Louis locals, and how is it celebrated? Plus, a small town Missouri celebrates St. Patrick's Day in a big way.
And women's basketball may have lost in the conference championship, but they're not done yet. Find out who their next opponent is coming up. Welcome back. While most of the country might recognize March 14th as Pi Day, in St. Louis, this day celebrates their city in the 314 area code. 314 Day is a day to showcase what makes St. Louis special, such as the city's food, small business, sport teams, traditions, and more. Businesses hold special events and offer in-store deals, all to celebrate the culture, community, and pride of the city.
Going out and eating custom, homegrown food, wherever that may be. I go around, I eat, I drink all local products, just have a good time.
Locals started to recognize 314 Day in 2006, and in 2022, 314 Day became an official day in St. Louis. Most locals know that on this day, they can expect plenty to do around St. Louis for the city's special day.
St. Charles Legends and Lanterns that takes place during Halloween is a time when Lindenwood and the city of St. Charles come together to put on an event for everyone. Last Sunday, the city of Rolla, Missouri, and Missouri S&T had their equivalents.
St. Pat's is a big thing. I know that Rolla, both for the city and for the campus. So, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I come back most years now when I move back to the States. Now, my significant other, she was down here once. She will not come back. This morning, you will see hundreds of families on the parade route watching the parade. I think the townspeople, they get into it. Some of them don't. Some say, oh, a bunch of drunks are around the streets. And like the mayhem you saw earlier painting the streets, that gets kind of wild. But a lot of them say, hey, it's a big economic boom for the city.
I think it's a really fun atmosphere to be a part of. It's a great break from like the monotony of normal life. I would say there's definitely a nuance to Rolla. It gets a bad rap a lot of the time, but I think it's actually a really nice community. The library, everyone there is super nice. Even today, like on my way here, after the tornado that hit last night, you see the community coming together. Everyone's helping each other out, picking up debris in parking lots, and the community is able to really band together when it's important. It's just a good group of people.
Looks like a fun time out in Rolla, and between St. Louis Day and St. Patrick's Day, there's certainly lots to celebrate.
And last weekend, the women's basketball team played in the OVC championships. It may not have been the outcome they were looking for, but still a lot to celebrate there as well. Tori Hatton is here with more on the Lions' playoff run.
Thanks, Carmen. The Lindenwood women's basketball team ended their conference season on Sunday, March 9th, in a heartbreaker against Tennessee Tech. The Lions battled in an amazing matchup between the top-seeded Golden Eagles and came up just short in the end, losing 82-76. While this would normally mark the end of the team's season, the Lions decided that they were not done just yet. Here's more on their historic season. Lindenwood women's basketball defied all odds and made this season one to remember. Lindenwood made a historic run in the OVC Championship Series. Because of their high rank, the Lions had a straight ticket to the semifinals, only having to take down Western Illinois to get to the championship. Despite being ranked 7th in the OVC preseason poll, Lindenwood defeated Western Illinois and made it all the way to the OVC Championship, just coming up short of a win against top seed Tennessee Tech. The Lions played an amazing game overall, just came up short in the end, in overtime. Brooke Coffey led the Lions, scoring 20 points and had 8 rebounds. First team All-OVC selection Ellie Brueggemann scored 19 points with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Lindenwood opened the game hot, holding the Golden Eagles to a 20-16 lead after the first quarter. Tennessee Tech opened the second quarter on an 8-2 run to take the lead. However, Alyssa Nielsen came off the bench to hit a jumper to put the Lions ahead by 2. After the half, the Lions and the Golden Eagles were back and forth the entire time. After constant lead changes, the Lions settled down and gained a 4-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, Lindenwood held the lead. However, Tennessee Tech came back to tie the game with only 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. The Lions missed their final shot, sending the game into overtime. With the game tied 76-76 in overtime, the Golden Eagles went on a 6-0 run to close out the game and win the championship. The final score was 82-76. While this is not the outcome the Lions wanted, it does not erase the historic season Lindenwood completed. In the 2023-2024 season, Lindenwood finished with a record of 7-21. This year, they totally flipped their game and ended the season with a 21-10 record overall. Lindenwood faced tough opponents right off the bat, including the University of Kansas, the University of Nebraska, and University of Nebraska-Omaha, and many more. After taking some early losses, one may think that the Lions were going to have a similar season to last year. However, whenever it was time for conference, the Lions came to show that they belong in the OVC. The Lions were picked to finish 7th in the preseason poll, but came out and finished 2nd. A large part in the Lions' success this season was standout transfer Brooke Coffey, who was named to the All-OVC newcomer team and All-OVC second team. Coffey helped the Lions in many ways and led them in numerous stat lines as well. The St. Charles native was a spark that helped the team tremendously this season. Another large part in the Lions' success was a sophomore standout, Ellie Brueggemann. The All-OVC first-team selection led the Lions to many victories this season. Brueggemann put up extremely high numbers and is the glue to this team despite being so young. These two were not the only ones who led the Lions to success this season. All the girls played huge roles in the Lions' success. The Lions are going to compete in the WNIT tournament. This marks their first postseason appearance in program history. They are set to face off against the University of Tulsa tomorrow at Highland Arena at 7 p.m. Go and support your Lions as they continue this season. Last Sunday was Selection Sunday, and only one Missouri school qualified for the men's NCAA March Madness tournament this season. It was Mizzou. Mizzou will be entering the tournament with a 6th seed in the West region, taking on the number 11 seeded Drake Bulldogs. This is the highest seed Mizzou men's basketball has earned entering March Madness since 2012. Tip-off between Mizzou and Drake is set for Thursday at 6:35 p.m. No Missouri schools made it into the women's bracket this year. Back to you.
Thanks, Tori. In bittersweet news, the St. Louis Zoo is saying goodbye to 10-year resident Kilen, the polar bear.
But next time you're at the St. Louis Zoo, keep an eye out for 2 new faces. Kalu and Kalik, named for indigenous words such as lightning and thunder, will be moving into Polar Bear Point. The twin polar bears are 2-year-olds and love to both play and cuddle together.
Kilen is moving to the Toledo Zoo to mate with Crystal, the Toledo Zoo's 26-year-old resident polar bear. Because Kilen was born in the wild, his genetic diversity is important for ensuring the longevity of the species. Kalu and Kalik are currently acclimating to their new space and will make their public appearance soon.
That's it for this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Parker Kilen.
And I'm Carmen Lumpkins. Thanks for joining us.